Absolute chaos at Ibrox. Rangers in meltdown as Cyriel Dessers is officially ranked one of the worst players in the entire league. Russell Martin's job is hanging by a thread, and now serious talks are back on, with title-winning boss to take the reins before it's too late. Meanwhile, with Igaman storming out the back door, Chris Boyd demands a blockbuster move, comparing Jamie Vardy to Jermaine Defoe and urging Rangers to pounce before Celtic snatch him. Explosive headlines, furious fans, and massive transfer twists. Before we carry on with the news, enjoy this lovely scene and smile. You've probably seen this one brewing for weeks, and now it's finally burst like a badly poured pint in a Gallowgate boozer. Hamza Igaman is officially out of Ibrox, off to Lille for a deal worth over £10 million. Now let's break this down, because the whole episode's had more drama than a Hogmanay soap special. Igaman, who couldn't be bothered coming off the bench against St Mirren, claiming he was injured, somehow managed to pass a medical with flying colours for Lille just a day later. Quite the miracle recovery, isn't it? Russell Martin, for all his measured tone, must be sighing with relief behind the scenes. He's put up with the circus long enough. The Moroccan striker, who was brought in for just £1.7 million from FR Rabat, gave us 16 goals in his debut season, including that glorious Old Firm winner that had Celtic reeling, but it's been all downhill since. Late return from pre-season, barely featured, and now effectively threw the toys out the pram when asked to do his job at the weekend. And what do Rangers do? They turn it into a masterclass in business, from £1.7 million to over $10 million in profit, north of 500% return. That's not just good business. That's the kind of deal that makes Celtic's board sit up and realize they're playing with the big lads now. Martin says he'd have preferred this all to be handled before the St Mirren game. Of course he would. You don't want your striker pretending to be crocked, then popping up fit and healthy on the Eurostar. But now it's done. The money's in the bank, the attitude problem's out the door, and we move. There's a massive second leg in Belgium against Club Bruges coming. 3-1 down, but it's Ibrox we're talking about. This club thrives on adversity, and if ever a group needed to channel the spirit of Barcelona 72 or Florence 08, it's this one. Martin's under pressure, and he knows it. 3 straight draws in the league, fans not happy and whispers growing louder. But sometimes these are the moments where character's carved. A turnaround in Belgium changes everything, from the headlines to the mood to the manager's outlook. But let's not sugarcoat it. Hamza Igaman refusing to come off the bench when Rangers needed him most. That's not just disrespect to the manager, it's disrespect to you. To every single person who shows up, rain or shine, scarves held high, expecting commitment from those wearing the badge. Here's the question for you. Should a player who refuses to play ever be allowed to wear the shirt again, no matter how talented they are? It's gone from bad to downright embarrassing for Cyriel Dessers, ranked as the 3rd worst player in the entire Scottish Premiership this season. You heard that right. Out of everyone lacing up their boots across the country, only 2 have managed to statistically perform worse than Rangers number 9. Let that sink in for a second. This is a striker who bagged the Golden Boot last season. 29 goals, a proper finisher, you'd have thought. But now it's like watching a guy trying to play Fitba in wellies. In the league this campaign, he's played 117 minutes and has produced the square root of nothing. Not one shot, not a single chance created. Passing accuracy sitting at 66.7%, dispossessed 5 times. He's losing duels like a man, playing with his laces tied together. These aren't just bad numbers, they're damning. And you don't need an Opta account to know he's been a passenger. Russell Martin's under the cosh already, and with Dessers stumbling around like it's his first kickabout, you've got to wonder if this is a relationship that's already run its course. There's talk of Panathinaikos circling, and Rangers have already knocked back £4.5 million from AK Athens earlier in the window. Here's the thing, if you're offered that kind of money now, surely you take it. He's 30, his stock's plummeting faster than Celtic's European coefficient, and if the deal frees up funds to bring in someone like Jamie Vardy, a proven goal scorer with fire still in his boots, you do it without blinking. Vardy might be 38, but he scored 9 goals last season in the Championship, and he's still got pace to burn. Stick him in front of Antman and Gassama, and you've got a man who will bury chances, not balloon them into the Copeland. Martin needs results, he needs goals, and right now, Dessers is offering neither. Would keeping Dessers at Ibrox any longer be a bigger mistake than letting Morelos stay past his sell-by date? Well, you're barely 3 games into the league campaign and already the knives are out. Russell Martin's reign at Ibrox is hanging by a thread, and the whispers have turned into full-blown chants. Is it time to bin him and bring in a real winner like Marco Rose? Let's not sugarcoat this. 3-1-1 draws against Motherwell, Dundee and St Mirren. Teams Rangers should be brushing aside with a snarl and a swagger. Instead, it's been tippy-tappy football with no bite, no rhythm and no dominance. Add a bruising 3-1 defeat to Club Brugge in Europe, and suddenly Martin looks more like a rabbit in the headlights than the bold rebuild merchant the board sold you on. Now, here's the twist. Marco Rose, a manager with Bundesliga pedigree, not just a name, but a proven winner. 2 Austrian titles with RB Salzburg, top-tier experience at Borussia Dortmund and Leipzig, and a proper footballing philosophy. Rangers were this close to getting him before Martin was appointed. A formal offer was made, bold and ambitious, and now it feels like they bottled it in favor of a cheaper championship-level experiment. You've also got Gerrard's name being tossed about again. He gave us 55 and will forever be etched in Rangers folklore. But since then, he's hardly set the world alight in England or the Gulf. Rose, on the other hand, has been operating at a far higher level consistently, and quite frankly, you need more than sentiment to win titles. Martin promised attacking football. So far, it's looked like a poor man's possession drill. There's no tempo, no intensity, and most worryingly, no points. And if you're not winning at home against mid-table fodder, what chance do you have when Celtic roll up with their usual arrogance and luck? Rangers are a massive club. You don't get time, you get results, or you get gone. And with Rose still available, this might be a second chance the board can't afford to waste. Should Rangers sack Martin now and go all in for Marco Rose before this turns into another wasted season and Celtic walk away with another tainted title? Chris Boyd's laid it out plain and simple. If you've got a chance to bring Jamie Vardy to Ibrox, you take it. No dithering, no overthinking, no waiting for permission slips. You go and get goals, because that's what he is, a walking, snarling, fox-in-the-box goal machine. And if that sounds familiar, it's because we've seen it before with Jermaine Defoe. Remember what Defoe brought to Ibrox? Experience, leadership, clinical finishing, and that big game mentality. He wasn't here to mess about. He came to win, and he did just that. Vardy, same mold, same hunger, same obsession with putting the ball in the back of the net. 237 career goals, Premier League winner, FA Cup winner, 11-game scoring streak record holder in England's top flight, and crucially, 9 goals last season in the Championship. Not a farewell tour, but proof the fire's still burning. With Hamza Igaman throwing his toys out the pram and halfway out the Ibrox door already, Rangers are in dire need of a proven finisher. You can't rely on Dessers when he's ranked the 3rd worst player in the league, and you can't wait until January to fix a problem that's staring you square in the face today. And let's be honest, you know Vardy would thrive up here. He's got the arrogance, the edge, the pace, and the mentality that fits perfectly with the demands at Ibrox. He wouldn't be turning up for a payday, he'd be turning up to shut mouths, win games, and write a new chapter in his already ridiculous career. The fact that Celtic are sniffing around him as well only sharpens the point. Do you want to see Vardy celebrating at Parkhead? Or would you rather him sprinting toward the Copland, shushing the doubters? Is bringing in Vardy the kind of ruthless winning move that separates title contenders from bottle merchants? And if the board hesitate and let him go to Celtic, would that be an unforgivable failure? Comment below what you think about the news. Don't forget to leave a like on the video to help me out. I post videos every day talking about our Rangers, so if you're not subscribed, you're missing out on the latest news. See you soon.